Okay, I thought I can survive with the fan on my mic, but no, I can't because it's blowing directly at the mic. So, sorry for the wait, but hi, welcome. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, welcome back. Those of you who are listening live, thank you for being here. So, today I don't have a guest. Today is going to be only me here. And the reason for that is because there are a few things that I want to talk about, a few things that I want to mention that kind of tie to coming to New York, whether you're coming from outside of the States or outside of just New York, coming from a different place, because every place has its own rules when it comes to health insurance. But yeah, that's mainly what I want to talk about today. As I mentioned, so I don't know if you're watching live, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I have a scar that is looking significantly better now, which I'm really happy about. But it's around a month old, 5 weeks. Yes, so if you're not up to date on my Instagram, so I was injured 5 weeks ago. I'm not gonna tell you how, because those of you who are working out, it's gonna terrify you. So we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, I was doing a workout. I broke my bone, my arm. I was in the hospital. I needed to go through a difficult surgery, as the doctor said, difficult. It wasn't very pleasant. But yeah, so I was 3 days in the hospital, and then after the surgery, they put a cast on me. I was like fully casted on the entire arm, from the shoulder to the hand. And then after 2 weeks, they removed the cast, and I started slowly healing, using my arm, using my, movement, working on mobility. And now I'm doing physiotherapy or physical therapy, whatever you pronounce it in English. I'm not sure. I think physical therapy. Yeah, so now I'm doing that. So it was definitely a difficult month. I also missed a show on July 3rd because it was just a little bit too much. I was still like, I was just out of the cast, and I wasn't moving still. Like my arm wasn't movable. And, like simple things like that you don't even notice that you need to do. Like putting your headphones on, like you need two arms for that, or doing my hair, which if you're watching live or you're watching on YouTube, you can notice that I have braids on, thanks to my amazing friend Annabelle, who did my hair, because I was not able to do my hair. Like I was, you need both hands to do your hair. And I wasn't able to, so I got tired of just, being messy all the time. So she did my braids, and now I don't need to worry about that until I recover fully, or at least can manage to lift my arm above, the chest. So we're getting there. I'm doing way better. If you can see here, the scar is doing better as well. I was doing physical therapy this morning, which I gotta say takes all my energy. It's insane. Like it's only half an hour of simple exercises that I'm gonna, like, again, if you're watching, I'm gonna show you, but it's like things like that just like moving of the arm, of the shoulder, of the elbow, things we don't even notice daily when you're not capable of moving. Every move is just so much harder, and it really takes all your energy. Okay, I really need my my fan, so give me just 1 second, because it is extremely hot in here and there's absolutely no air coming in. So give me just 1 second. don't know how much is gonna help. Okay. I'm sorry, but I think now it's better. It is so hot in here, guys. It's ridiculous. But okay, I fixed it now, so sorry for the interruption, but I don't want to choke in the middle of the show. And it's so hot here in New York. I don't know where you're watching from, but summers in New York are ridiculous. Like, it's so hot. And I feel like the difference between like going in the subway, just waiting for the subway when you're choking because you're underground and there's absolutely no air conditioning at all. So you're choking, and then the subway comes there and it's fully AC, thank God, yeah. But still, like, you go in and it's so cold. Or in the bus, you know, it's like, it's ridiculous, like the changes that you're going through, just taking the subway or the bus. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I was talking about my experience with breaking my arm. So it was challenging because it was the first time that I broke something. And it was also the first time that I was in the hospital. And I don't know if you know, but like, I'm here in New York pretty much by myself. Like, all my friends and family are back in Israel. I do have friends here, but very different when you have friendships of like 1 or 2 years old, unlike, you know, friendships that I have in Israel that are like childhood friends, and, you know, friends that we've been through stuff already, and they really wanted to be there for me and they couldn't. And, you know, my mom, it's insane because she couldn't be there for me, and I was like, they were prepping me for surgery, and I was, you know, going through this entire experience, which is very traumatic for the body and can be very traumatic also, you know, mentally, because you break something in your body and it's freaking scary. And you go to the hospital and you're in the ER for like so long. You don't even know what happened to you, and they're doing all those things, and it takes time, and you can't move, and it hurts, and it's a traumatic experience, you know, especially for somebody who never been in this position. Luckily for me, I wasn't entirely alone. So, but more about that later. But yeah, so I wasn't entirely alone, which was amazing. And it kind of helped me through the process. Also, you know, like, we have phones. So like, I was constantly on the phone with my family, with my friends. They were making sure that I'm okay. But, and, you know, the doctors took good care of me. So that was fine. But still, yeah, very traumatic experience. And the reason that I'm telling you all this is, first of all, because I was way less active recently on my socials, with my music, with everything that I do, simply because there's so many flies in here. Oh my God. Simply because it's hard. Like I said, like, every movement takes so much energy, and there's some things that I just wasn't able to do. Like, I still can't do many of those things. And, you know, for me to, while recovering, thinking about, oh, I need to, and I'm writing all the time, but to think about like, oh, I need to post on social media, or I need to, you know, it's not something, like, it's not the priority. It's not something that I cared about recently in the last month. I was more worried about like how I'm gonna do the rest of my daily tasks, like, you know, how I'm gonna go to work, because I'm a freelancer. I'm not getting paid when I'm not working. How am I gonna go to school? How am I gonna walk my dog? How I'm gonna get dressed, take a shower? Like, all these like little things that when you don't have movement of one arm, everything becomes so much more difficult. So, but I managed, you know, when I had help, and I managed to go through this process pretty smoothly, I would say. But, you know, everything that is not necessarily like very, very important, it just kind of like went to the background, which means, you know, the creation and things like that, you know, posting on social media, which just didn't seem important at the time. And now I'm going back to it slowly. I'm still not very active on social media, simply because I kind of don't care, I would say. Like, I don't care much about that. I'm enjoying doing things outside of social media, and I don't know if you feel that way too, or if you're very active on social media. But I see a lot of people taking a break. I see a lot of people kind of get frustrated with nothing happening on social media, and the algorithm constantly changing and affecting our moods and our mental health. and wasting our time, honestly. So I'm trying to post only relevant things. I'm trying to post only when I feel like it. I'm trying not to force it, especially because social media is also part of my job. So I still need to be there and I still need to do it. But because I have like 5 different Instagrams to manage, I'm just not keeping up with all that. So I'm doing what really matters, and the rest will come later, after I heal and when I have a little bit more energy and I'm working on more projects that I can share with you, and all these things. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. The reason that I decided to do this episode and to really concentrate on like what's happening and what happened to my arm and all the like, the hospital stuff and the surgery and everything is because it is well known that the health system in America is problematic. It's not news to anyone, I think. And I really wanted to talk about that because a lot of people, especially like the younger generation and, people that like don't constantly visit hospitals and like don't need a doctor all the time, me included, we tend to think that we don't need insurance, that we don't need it because what, we're gonna go to the doctor, and it's fine, and a lot of people just don't have insurance because it is very expensive. It can be very expensive, and you still have the copay and you still have like the deductibles and everything, and like a lot of people end up taking insurance but then paying for everything out of pocket anyway. And the interesting thing that happened is that I was without insurance for a while, and then I started searching for insurance like a month before all of that happened. I was like, you know what? I think maybe I need to get myself some insurance, just in case things, in case things, go south. And it kind of got delayed, and it got delayed and delayed and delayed, and I didn't get one. I was literally at the point that I was trying to get insurance, and there was a problem in the system, and they were like, yeah, you can't do it through the website, you need to call customer service, and then we can do it through the phone. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it, I'll get to it. And you know how it is when you're just like, yeah, it's not like super urgent, I'll get to it later, it's gonna happen. And it didn't. And then comes a point when I'm working out and I hear and I hear a snap and I can't move my arm. And all I can think about, stupid, right? Because I need to think about like, oh my God, my arm, my health, me. All I can think about is like, oh, fuck, health insurance. And and this is very terrifying, to find yourself at a moment that you need medical assistance, but you didn't get your health insurance. And that's why I'm here to talk about it, because I don't know how it is in your country or what you're used to, or if you, I hope not, but some of you that like know what it is to get medical assistance in America. It is very expensive. Every minute. It's a lot of zeros. Everything that you're getting, even a pill, even a checkup, even blood test, everything, it's so expensive. And if you don't have health insurance, these bills are gonna keep coming and they're gonna break you. So this is why I'm here. I got lucky because I went to a public hospital and I applied to the insurance while I'm there. And I am beyond grateful and beyond thankful that I got insurance and I was able to get all the medical assistance that I had, because what was in my head, and this is like very private thoughts that I'm sharing with you, so don't abuse it, but like while I was there, I remember sitting in the ER and the doctor came to me while I was waiting for the results of the scan that they were doing to my arm to understand what the problem is, because we didn't know, like nothing stuck out. I just couldn't move my arm. So they didn't know what to think, and they did the x-ray. I was waiting. And then the doctor came to me and he was like, well, you probably broke your arm. You're probably going to need a cast and maybe later a surgery. And all I could think about, even before like just being in shock for the fact that I broke my arm and this is a serious thing, all I could think about is like, fuck, I need to go back home to Israel, because if they put a cast, maybe I can pay for the cast. But if I need surgery, I need to go back home to Israel. And in my head, while I'm sitting in the ER, not able to move my arm, in ridiculous pain, all I can think about is, okay, I need to get a ticket to Israel. I need to take care of my dog. Who's gonna have my dog? Because I can't take him to Israel because he doesn't have the proper paperwork to travel. And like, I need to check his vaccinations. Maybe he can't travel with me, but then I have 3 dogs back in Israel living with my mom's. So where is he going to live? And how do I organize a suitcase? How do I go to the airport? I don't have an arm. If I need a surgery, what do I schedule? What do I do? And all these things are running through my head, instead of just being like, okay, I need to take care of this. I need to take care of my health. And so this was a terrible experience. Like, this was a few hours of me just thinking, I am so screwed. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because the odds are that this is not going to happen to you. And I'm praying that this will never happen to you and you never need to go through that. But at the slightest chance that something might happen and you need this assistance, if you don't have medical insurance, this can get very, very complicated. So I would definitely recommend to get yourself health insurance. Even it's a little bit pricey. There are a lot of options for health insurance here in America. There is international student insurance that you can get, and it's not very expensive. You can get an insurance through your job. If you go to work for a company or something, they usually provide you with health insurance. If you're a business owner, you can get insurance through the business. That's also possible. It's a little bit more pricey, but it's also possible. And if you're really, really broke and you don't have the option to pay for health insurance, there are places that you can qualify for lower or free health insurance, like Medicaid. Like, I think now they have Metro Plus, which you can qualify for. You have Health First that you can qualify for, and they have different packages. You can pay zero, you can pay a little bit more. You can, like, it really depends on your income and your, like, what you're making, what you're earning, and your situation. But there are options out there for you. However, do me a favor. Never leave your number on online services that tell you, leave your number here and the representative will call you. Oh my God. This is my personal advice, because I did that, like, when I was looking for health insurance, and I was like, okay, let me check my options, because I have some other things that I checked, but I was like, let me check this option. And I went to the, I think it was like a site, like a New York State insurance or something. I don't remember, but I went and they were like, oh, leave your details and the representative will call you. I was literally considering changing my number, because the amount of phone calls I got, it was non-ending. Every minute, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Every minute, a different number would call me. Like, I think it was like 500 different representatives over, I think, 3 weeks, until it finally stopped. And I would ask them, remove my number from the system, and they would not, because I thought that one representative will call me. I thought it's like one company, but apparently it just sent my number to everybody. And everybody was trying to reach me. It was ridiculous. It was horrible. I needed to block my phone so I don't receive random numbers. And then I missed some important calls as well, because, like, the bank called me and they were blocked immediately because I blocked all the unfamiliar numbers. And then I missed the call, and it happened. And I can't afford that, because I also have clients calling me. And sometimes, like, they find my number on my Instagram or on my website and they need photography. They call me and it blocks them right away, and I don't get the call, which is ridiculous. So, but I was like suffering because I couldn't stop them from calling. It was insane. For 3 weeks. 3 weeks. It was happening. It was insane. So don't leave your number. Don't do that. They will kill you. But definitely check options that you have with, like, the New York State, New York City, Metro Health, like I said, Health First. I think Health First, you even have, like, if you go to a public hospital, they will literally sit outside. They have, like, a booth, and then you can check your options. But there are options, but please make sure that you do have medical insurance. It's so important, because the bills are insane. And, I also talk on my show. I talk a lot of, we have like in the end of the show, every time I have like this awareness day or awareness month, and we had cancer and like cancer awareness month and cancer survivor awareness month. We had mental health. We had men's health. We had like a lot of different mentions here during the show. And I remember mentioning it, like, I think it was a month ago that we were talking about mental health and cancer and just generally keeping up with your body. And I mentioned that checkups, just routine checkups, are so important because you can check it early. You can check it early, you can find it early, and you can take care of it before it's too late. And when you don't have insurance and when you don't have that option, especially as an immigrant, and I'm an immigrant, so I know exactly, like, I don't go back often to Israel. When I go to Israel, I'm going through all the doctors because insurance there is amazing. But when I'm here, it's just like, I don't even notice, but a year passes by, 2 years, 3 years, and I haven't done a routine checkup in a really long time. And this is so important, especially if you have a family history of something, especially if you're getting a little bit older, especially if you have conditions or if you drinking a lot, smoking a lot, or not exercising, eating a lot of junk food. These things can create diseases as well, and sometimes we don't see them on time. So it's really important to do these checkups, to check your blood, to see what vitamins you're missing. Right now I'm taking vitamins, to make my bone grow faster, and apparently I was missing some of them, so now I'm taking extra vitamins to just be more healthy. I drink my green juice, which I made at home. You guys, pro tip. So yesterday I realized that you can make a juice without a juicer. You can make it in a blender. I had no idea. I thought it's not going to work. Like, I never tried because I usually make smoothies. But apparently you can make green juice in a blender, which is awesome. It has pulp. But, if you really hate it, you can there's this thing that you can put it through and then the pulp kind of stays. I don't know what the name of it is, but so I made myself a green juice, which is super healthy, and it has so many nutrition, vitamins and all that. Like, there is kale and spinach and cucumber, green apple, banana, ginger, lemon, and it's on water, so it's really light, it's very healthy. The only downside is that you need to check your teeth because it gets stuck in there, and that's really like uncomfortable if you smile to people while drinking this juice. So that's the only downside. But besides that, that's a great lunch. That's a great snack. That's a great source of vitamins for you. Chris and I talk about it in the show about health and fitness, and we mentioned healthy meals and green juices and smoothies, and all these are amazing sources of vitamins, whether you're trying to lose a little bit weight or trying to get more healthy or trying to get more vitamins in your system. This is very healthy. For me, it's all of the above, I think, because I need my bone to grow faster. I need to heal. I'm doing a lot of work, with my muscles, and my muscle got damaged, so I need to work on that. And I haven't been eating vegetables lately because I'm on the process to moving out. So a lot of money is going to the moving out, and I'm trying not to buy too many things, because I have a lot of other food at home that I just kind of need to finish. You probably know what this is about, but I have dry foods, and I'm like, oh, I can just make, oatmeal instead of buying every time something new. And I haven't been eating greens for a long time. So now I'm on a lot of juices just to kind of take it in more. And because essentially when you go through an injury, your body goes through stress, to trauma. And besides that, I wasn't moving that much because I can't do my usual workout, my usual exercise. Now I can go back to doing my morning walks. But when I had a cast, and even when I removed the cast and my arm wasn't even going straight and it wasn't moving, it's really, really hard to walk fast. I couldn't run, jog, walk fast. Everything was extremely hard. So I wasn't moving as much as I used to. And obviously after trauma and after like changing completely what you're doing daily and your daily activity goes down, you gain a little bit of weight, you automatically starting feeling more sluggish, more like, and it's hard. It's a hard change for me because I am a very active person, but suddenly I couldn't. So beyond the fact that my body went through trauma, my mental health was like jumping, because suddenly everything was so hard, everything was so tiring. I needed to rest more, I needed to lay down more. But as I said, I had to keep working and going to school. So every little move just made me so tired and exhausted and just like sad because everything that I'm used to is not there anymore. And it's really hard. Like I can't cook, I can't work out, I can't walk, I can't do shopping. I require assistance with everything. And this can get really frustrating and requires a lot. So yeah, if you have good health insurance, you can also get therapy and you get physical therapy, which is really, really important for recovery because obviously there is a cast, obviously surgery, recovery, all that. But without physical therapy, it will just take you so much more time to heal. And physical therapy is a repeating thing. I go 3 times a week, which is also costly, like if you go for an hour 3 times a week, that's 3 hours a week. God knows what you're gonna pay if you don't have insurance, right? If you're not covered. And if you're not covered, you're probably not gonna take it because it's a lot of money out of pocket. Oh my God, so many flies. So much money out of pocket. So you're not gonna do it and then you're gonna heal so much slower. So I definitely, please, please, please don't do my mistake and get health insurance. Because when you're injured, the most important thing is your health. And you shouldn't be worrying about money while doing a surgery. And I went to surgery thinking in my head, oh my God, 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 oh my God. And it's a terrible feeling. It does not help. Does not help the pain. It does not help the stress. It does not help anything. So please, please, please get yourself health insurance. If you need a little bit more information about that, you can DM me on Instagram and I'll do my best to try and help you and navigate you towards the right place. I'm not a professional, really, really not a professional, but I can navigate you a little bit towards, because I've been through that, just to give you a little bit direction of what you can do and how you can make this process easier for you. But it's definitely important. Don't be like me. Don't be like, oh, nothing's gonna happen to me. No, don't be that person, because then universe is like, we'll see about that, lady. So yeah, that was about that. Let's see. Okay, so we have still 15 minutes until our break. There is something that I wanted to mention, but talking about being in the hospital and going through a traumatic experience, going through something that you feel helpless, that you feel like you can't do your regular things, your regular, live your regular life. Something that helps a lot to go through that is having somebody around. Most people will have family around. I didn't have that privilege. I don't have family here. I was lucky, like I said, because I had a person around me that cares for me a lot. So that made me feel not completely alone, and it definitely helped. But for some reason, when it came to friends, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that people who I considered friends to be there for me. And there's a point why I'm telling you this. But when you have people around you that when everything is fine, they're there and you think they're friends, and then when something happens and they're not there for you, that can get tough, especially like I mentioned, because you go through a traumatic experience, especially if you're alone in the country, alone in the city, no family around, and then you notice that the people who are usually there to celebrate with you suddenly not there when you need them for other things because it's too hard or it's too much for them or they're busy, and I heard that from people, and it really shocked me, to be honest, because so every time that something happens, a situation occurs, whatever this is, the way that I judge the situation, and this will maybe help you in the future as well, but the way that I judge the situation is that I put myself in their shoes. Even if it's like an argument or whatever it is, I put myself in the other person's shoes and I think to myself, how would I act? Would I do the same thing? Or would I do it differently? And the way that I think about it is that if I knew that my friend, a person that I considered a friend, or even, a person that I just know they're alone here, and they told me that they're in the hospital or going through something, or I don't know, whatever it is, I'd be there for them. I really would. And I would forget for a second about my own issues and my own problems, and I'll be there for my friends. I'll be there for the person who needs me at the moment. But for some reason, I notice that it's not like that to all people. Like some people would just disregard it and I guess not even pay attention to how it translates. But unfortunately, this experience kind of narrowed my circle of friends, and I kind of, from how they reacted to my accident, I kind of knew how they're going to react to future things or where our friendship stands, and realized it's probably not even a friendship. So I needed to let some people go, because I decided that I don't need people in my life who are only there when it's easy, when it's simple. They can stay there as acquaintances, as connections, as people that I see on the street and I'm like, oh, hi, how you doing? Good? Oh, cool, awesome. But I will not consider them friends. Why am I telling you this? Because sometimes we are so self-involved in our own things, in our own problems, in our own routine, or whatever this is, that we're completely blind to everything that goes around us, that happens around us. And all I want to leave you with from this story is that if you care about someone, be there for them. Fucking forget about yourself for a second and be there for them. And just be a good human being, be a good friend. It's so, to me, it's so obvious. But I guess not for everyone. I guess not everyone had this experience. I guess some people just never needed to think about that, think about these things. Just gonna go through life, things things like that never happen. So you kind of just you don't think about it. But all I'm asking you is if you have a person you care about and they need you, even if they don't fucking ask you, they don't need to ask you. They don't need to be oh, can you come visit me in the hospital? They really don't need to ask you. Just come. Just be there. Or at least call and be listen, I am out of the city. I'm working. I'm doing something. Fine. But how are you? Do you need anything? Even the question of, most people will tell you, I don't need anything. Thank you so much. Some people will tell you, yeah, maybe can you, I don't know. Can you do something? Maybe. Can you walk my dog while I'm at the hospital? Cool. But if you can't, just the action of you calling and telling your friend, I'm here for you. Whatever you need, I'm there for you. Most people won't use this. Most people won't be oh, can you clean my house? They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna load you with like tasks and chores. But just the feeling of them knowing that their friend is there for them is so fucking important. And you would want to get the same. If you're going through something, you want your people to be there for you. Just to be there. They don't need to do anything. And if they're not your friends. And if you can't leave your problem for a second, you're going through something, we all go through something. But if you can't leave for a second your work assignment or your issues with whoever or whatever, if you can't leave that for a second for your friend who's in the hospital, you're not friends. You're just not. And it's a harsh reality to accept, but it's like that. Because why the fuck do you need friends who don't care about you when you're in the hospital? I got a message from a friend saying she saw that I was in the hospital. I didn't tell her. She's in Israel. I didn't tell her. She saw on my post that I broke my arm and I was in the hospital. Because after the hospital, I kind of posted like, thank you for everything. For all the people who like send me love, and it really helped. And she sent me on Messenger because she saw this in a story. And that's a considerably good friend, right? And she sent me a message and she was like, oh, are you okay? How are you? What happened? And I didn't answer because I just didn't. Like, it was a Facebook message. So I didn't. And then after a week or two, I had my birthday and she texted me for my birthday, like 3 days late. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I got caught with school. Things are crazy right now. Happy birthday. Sorry for the delay. How are you doing? And I'm like, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it, really. But we're not close friends. Because if I saw that my friend was in a hospital, I would call her. Him. Them. I would call. I would just make sure they're okay. You know? So, like, I got more love from my followers on Instagram, which is insane. They don't even know me. So yeah, just things like that. And I guess like when you're in a position like that, when you go through trauma like that, you're a little bit more sensitive to everything. You kind of just like, you are more sensitive to everything. And I did have friends that just like called me every day to make sure I'm okay, you know, texted me and sent me love and, you know, made sure I'm fine and were there for me. And this is the type of friendship that I value so, so much because I'm there for them too, you know, but those who are not, they're not. And I think something that I learned recently is that I would use the word friend a little bit too often, and not everyone's your friend. Like I said, there are acquaintances, people you know, business partners, they're your colleagues, they're your classmates, clients, whoever they are. But most of the people are far from being your friend, you know? So this is something that I just wanted to leave you with. Just like, if you're considered somebody a friend, just be there for them. That's all. You don't need to do much. Just show them that you care, especially when they're going through something really, really hard. It's way harder to go through all these things alone. And if you care for them, you won't put them through that. Especially with like phone call. Like, it's so easy nowadays. Just call them. You don't have to physically go to the hospital. Some people, they respect their like privacy. They want their privacy while in the hospital. That's completely fine. But, you know, a phone call, a text, not a Facebook message, a text, would be appreciated. But yeah, it's just something to think about. I know I'm usually a little bit overly sensitive with things, but like I said, for me to understand whether I'm like overreacting and overly sensitive, I'm just putting the situation upside down. Not upside down, like different. Well, you know what I mean. But like, I put myself in the other person's shoes, and then I'm like, okay, is that reasonable? Is that logical? Is that how you act? Is that what you need to do? And if I'm still not sure, I will ask somebody. I'll tell the situation to someone and I'll be like, what do you think? And they'll help me understand whether I'm overreacting or is it worth like, talking about or thinking about. And that's all. That's like something, yeah. So yeah, I've been through a lot this month. It was definitely a emotionally and physically hard month, and I still need to function. I still need to get dressed in the morning and look good and go outside and be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally cool. Which I wasn't. And I'm admitting to you, like, this is a very personal episode. This is a really private episode. So if you're still with me and if you're still listening, I appreciate that deeply. I appreciate that very much, because it's not easy to talk about all these things. None of us is perfect, obviously. And I can sit here and be like, yeah, it's totally fine. Like, I don't care, whatever. But I do. And we all have our, I don't want to say weak points, but like we all have our break points, and we all have our, emotional waves. We go up and down, and a good friend will understand that, as long as you're not like torturing them in the process of you being bad. So like, don't torture your friends, but like a good friend will understand that. They'll understand the moods. They'll understand the sensitivity. They'll understand. And if they don't, and they keep making excuses and turning it on you and being angry at you, if they make you feel bad after you suffer trauma, let them go. That's my personal advice. Your friends should make you feel bad or wrong or sad, And if after you tell your friends that they made you feel sad or upset or anything, they still make you feel bad, instead of just saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry this and this and this and this happened. Apologize. Cool. Talk about it. All good. We all make mistakes. But if after you open up to a person and tell them what happened to you, they turn it on you, which many people will do. Many people will just like, yeah, but, and then turn it on you, then consider this relationship. You need to surround yourself with good people. And the harsh reality is that people come and go. People that we consider friends, they'll come, we have a great time, something will happen, they'll go, and they leave our lives. And all people come to our lives for a reason, whether to teach you a lesson or to stay. And if they don't stay, it means they taught you a lesson. Just think to yourself what kind of lesson you learned. And I hope that if you're listening, you'll be there for your friends and you won't make those mistakes, whether knowingly or unknowingly. And I hope that you are surrounded by good people that will be there for you. Hopefully you don't need to go through this. But we all go through shit in life, and we need people as a support system. We need to not feel alone. It's okay to feel alone in these moments. We usually do. But when you have people around you, it makes it so much easier. And it's so important. And this is what I want to end with until after the break. But after the break, we're going to talk about something else. After the break, we're going to actually talk about dogs and adoptions, because today, as I said, is either national or international. I'm not sure. I'm going to make sure. But either national or international mixed breed dog day. Did I say it right? I think so. Yeah. And I adopted a dog a year ago. He's mixed breed. I don't know what breed he is. He is adorable. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, I will show you a photo. It's going to be like on the screen. I'm going to show that. But definitely we're going to talk about that. We're going to mention national days. And we're going to have a reading. I wrote something recently. And it connects to adopting a dog. It connects to being in stress. It connects to so many things that I just now mentioned. So stay with me. I'm going to put some music on. And I'm going to see you very, very soon. Thank you for staying with me until now. Enjoy my favorite mixed genre playlist. Okay. So you probably hear a little bit more of the, what's its name? Of the fan now. But there's nothing I can do because there's so many flies in here. And I am tired of putting them away. So hopefully the fan helps a little bit that. Okay, so as I said, oh my god, I'm super excited about this one. Oh, wait a second. Okay. So, apologies. So we gonna talk about the national holidays, and usually I do it towards the end of the show, but this time is so relevant to the writing that I also did that I'm gonna read to you after. But I'm just like really excited to start with that because I it's July 31st, National Mutt Day. I don't know if you know what mutt is. I didn't know either, but apparently it's like mixed breed dog. So I have one, then I adopted him. So it's so close to to my heart, you know, just to promote adoption and promote, you know, helping those dogs or animals, any kind of animal, to go out of the shelter. Oh my god, this is so important. But before we continue to the National Mutt Day, there's also some other fun holidays that I want to mention. So today is Harry Potter's birthday. Those of you, I'm a big fan, right? So I have no idea how they know that, but apparently it's Harry Potter's birthday. Maybe I missed something in the movies. I don't know if they ever mentioned that. But yes, so happy birthday. I'm a big fan. I love Harry Potter, so that's like important for me. And today is a National Avocado Day. I also love avocados. I think it's a great fruit. It's so weird for me to call it fruit, but yeah, it's a super cool fruit because it just goes with freaking everything. You can even put it in a smoothie and it's gonna be good. What else? National Raspberry Cake Day. I don't like fruits on my raspberry. On my raspberry. I don't like fruits on my cakes. But National Raspberry Cake Day. Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day. There are a lot of instruments in this world. A lot of them we don't know. So that's one of them. And Lifeguard Appreciation Day. So lifeguards. Very important. They save a lot of people. But let's move to the National Mutt Day because this is the huge one, and I want to concentrate on that a little bit, and I want to read to you what it says on the website. So apparently it's celebrated twice a year, but okay, I'm just gonna read because it's a lot of good information. So dogs are special, and there are national and international holidays to prove it. But unlike most of the doggy days, National Mutt Day on July 31st focuses on the mixed breed dogs who sometimes get overlooked. The holiday inspires people to learn more about adopting one. National Mutt Day also brings attention to the many great mixed breed dogs in need of homes. In fact, they benefit from the spotlight so much that we celebrate mixed breed dogs not just once, but twice a year, on both July 31st and December 2nd. Join us in celebrating all the mutts and mixed breeds dogs that make our life so great. So, the 3 ways, if you're wondering, the 3 ways to celebrate National Mutt Day. National Mutt Day. Yeah. It's adopt a dog from a shelter, a mixed breed dog, or any dog from the shelter, honestly. Donate to local shelters. You can donate, you can volunteer, help out the way you can. Oh, that was the third one. I didn't even see. Yeah, so donate to local shelter, and the third one is volunteer to help out. So definitely there are things that you can do. And because we're talking about that, I want to tell you about my adoption process. So basically, when you decide you want to adopt, I don't know how it works in other states, but in New York, when you decide you want to adopt, first of all, check with your building if it's pets allowed, because a lot of the places in New York don't allow pets, or they will charge you extra unless it's an emotional support dog, or like, some kind of medical dog. Like, what do you call them? I forgot. I don't know why it escaped my... There's an emotional support dog, and there is... Fuck. I completely forgot. The other type of, like, not support dog, assistance dog. Damn it, I completely forgot. I apologize. I don't know why it escaped my mind. But yeah, so check with your building, check with whoever you live with, if animals are fine, if pets are okay. And then what you do is you basically you find places online. They, after COVID, they won't let you to go to the shelter physically anymore without an appointment. It's not like you can walk in and you see all these like pets and cages and then you choose one. It doesn't work like that anymore, which is a little bit sad, but they don't do it anymore. So you need to apply online, you need to file a form, and they usually send you like a huge questionnaire about like everything. How to treat the dog, what to do if, what to do when, what to like everything. They want to know that you're capable of having an adopted dog, because as you know, adopted dogs have issues, most of them, because they've been through traumas and they've been abandoned by their families, right? Whether it's after a year or 7 years, it's a traumatic experience for a dog. So it fucks them up, honestly, just fucks them up. So what I did is I filled the form on. So I went online, and then they show you the photos of the dogs. They tell you their names, how old they are. Sometimes they would tell you how long they've been in the shelter, and then you basically choose the pet. You fill out a form. It doesn't have to be that's the pet you're gonna go home with, but it just gives them an idea of what you're looking for, so they can show it to you when you come to the shelter. So I applied for a few dogs, and I only got one response, and that was the response for Chooch, for my dog, for my cute little monster. So I got the response basically like a few days after, and they're like, oh, you want to pick him up? Please come to see. And I went to I went to East New York, because that's where the shelter is. And the adoption fee is usually like $175, I think. Like different dogs have different adoption fees. If it's a puppy and it's a breed puppy, it's going to be like $600, $700, like more. But because Chooch is mixed breed, he's like a small dog. I think he's like a Jack Russell mixed with something else. I don't know. I really don't. But he's black with like white paws and white chest. So he is cute as hell. But I came to the shelter, and the moment that they opened the door and he ran towards me, I was like, oh my God, I was going to take him. And I took him home with me. Well, he stayed there for a few days because they needed to neuter him, because they need to neuter the dog before they gave it to you. So he stayed there for a few more days for a surgery, and then I took him like the same day that he went through a surgery and brought him home. And it was almost a year ago. I adopted him in September, so it's been almost a year. And to tell you it's an easy process, like the process itself, yeah, it was easy. But to tell you that it's easy to get an adopted dog, really depending on your luck. Chooch is complicated. My dog is complicated. He was abused by his owners. He was probably kept in a cage most of the day because he wasn't potty trained. He was 2 when I adopted him. He wasn't potty trained. He wasn't anything. He didn't know nothing. And now he's a smart dog. So now he can do everything. Like I've been working with him for a year now, almost a year, and he knows all the commands. He's very, very smart. But with that, he also is very stressed. He has anxiety issues. He's complicated. He's not easy. He has like his own stuff, you know. He gets scared very easily. He pees when he's excited. He can bark at many things just out of nowhere, you know, just like stress bark, you know. He's a lot. He is a lot, yes. But I took this responsibility on myself, and I accepted that. And I know I also see that I train him, so it's getting better, and I see the result. And I know we have a long way to go to, you know, perfect his behavior and kind of reduce the stress, and to teach him how to relax, how to calm down, how to like not always be on guard. We have a long way to go still, but this is a very interesting process because it's so what's the word? Gratifying? No, I don't think it's the word. I forgot. I don't know why I keep forgetting my words, but it's like, fuck, I don't know, I forgot the word again. Anyway, it's a challenging process, but it feels good, you know, to take this dog who, I don't know what life he would have had if I didn't take him home, and now he has the best life. Like I, I give him healthy food and I train him and he has toys all over the house and he gets so much love when he asks for it. I don't smuggle him with love. Smother. Not smuggle, smother. I don't smother him with love because he doesn't. No dog likes to be smothered with love all the time, just so you know. But when he asks for it, he gets it. Unless he peed on the floor and then I'm angry. I'm not talking to him for like 5 minutes. But it's all a process of just educating them. And, he comes from a different place, a different house. And I know a lot of people, especially people in New York, they like their small little house breed dogs. I know breed dogs are easier. They're cute. You buy them. You don't require much energy. But there are so many dogs in shelters. And if you have an option to save a dog, to adopt a dog that basically has no future, why buy? Just get a dog, and it doesn't have to be a complicated dog. Some dogs in shelters, they just got to the shelter, and some dogs are just like easier. You can explore that, you can try, you can, but I generally don't like all this like breeding business, when people sell animals. I don't like that because there are so many animals who need to be rescued that just like they're searching for home. They need a new home. And if you're looking for a pet and you're looking for your best friend and you're looking for this gratification, that's the word I was looking for. Gratification? I think that's the word. Yeah? Gratification. Let me check. Gratification. Yeah. Yes. Gratification. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, thank God. So if you're looking for that, like definitely adopt the dog. And Chooch is so sweet. He's part of the family. And although like I get so upset sometimes when he pees on the floor, and although like sometimes he gets me to a point that I'm just like, God, like I just, I would choke him sometimes. But like he's family, and I love him, and he's my baby. He's my baby. That's just what it is. So if you're looking for a dog, there's so many shelters in New York City, and there are a lot of shelters that will fly your dog if you're adopting. But it's better to like see the dog before. There are a lot of Instagram pages that there are also like dogs for adoption there. So check. There's so many options if you're looking for something. I can link below on my YouTube channel. I can link below the shelters that you can go to and adopt a dog, some websites that you can check out. But definitely worth checking out. And gratifying. Yeah, I think that's the word. I don't know. It doesn't sound right, but I think that's the word. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say about adopting a dog. I think it's an amazing feeling. And you have your best friend. I'm never alone. That's awesome. Like sometimes I want some peace and quiet, but it's fine. I'm just gonna give him a bone. He's gonna chew it for like 2 hours, and then I have my peaceful moment. But yeah, this is amazing. So that's about adopting a dog. Super important. Talking about that, there's a piece that I wrote that I would like to read to you because it also touches a little bit on having Chooch, on having my dog, and it also touches on subjects that I mentioned before. I wrote it after the injury, and I guess I was going through a lot of stuff, and I'm still going through a lot of stuff, but it's kind of like it's about that. And I think I hope you can relate to it because, well, you know what? I hope you don't, but I think you will. Because I feel like we're all going through these things, and unfortunately something we need to deal with. So I'm going to read it to you in a moment. Okay, so I call this piece Wheel of Fortune. Do you ever make decisions based solely on intuition? Do you ever decide to go for it although it's the future you're counting on to then determine whether it was a wise choice or not? Do you ever take a step into a complete darkness hoping you won't trip and fall on your face? Do you ever just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just run forward? I do. It's so scary though. It's terrifying, honestly. I'm laying in bed late at night. It's dark and quiet. All I can hear is my dog's gentle snoring next to me. I try to fall asleep when a devil's voice creeping in and starts whispering, "Are you sure? What if you fail? What if you made the wrong decision? What if it won't work out as you hoped? What if you fall so deep you can't get back up? What if? What if?" And it keeps talking and talking, and it keeps me up all night. And then the morning comes, and I hear the angel's sweet voice waking up in a deep, stress-free good night's sleep. "Good morning. What a beautiful day to make everything you want happen." Where were you a few hours ago, angel? Now I'm all tired, terrified, and frustrated. The stupid devil got to me. What if I'm gonna fail? What if he's right and I'm not good enough, strong enough, ambitious enough, talented enough, lucky enough, smart enough, crazy enough, determined enough, just not enough? What if? I remove the blanket from my now annoyingly sweaty body and get up to brush my teeth. I'm looking at the mirror. I definitely need more sleep. I wash my face with cold water and put on my morning cream, fixing my hair, putting some deodorant, and head back to the room. The espresso machine is making my favorite noise. Fresh coffee. I need it. My dog is looking at me with anticipation for a walk. But I know I didn't have my coffee yet. There's still a few minutes until we need to go out. He knows that too. He's excited. We sit on my bed and share a banana. He's excited about that too. He's not tired like I am. He slept well. Snored the entire night right next to me while I was arguing with the little devil on my shoulder. Sometimes I wish I could be a dog. Maybe not my dog. He's definitely not the kind of dog I could look at and say, "Oh yeah, he's stress-free." I adopted him from a shelter in NYC at the age of 2. He was abused, neglected, and abandoned by his previous owners. So we definitely have some issues to walk through. But we're here for each other. He's there for me when I cry, licking my tears off my face to make sure I stay loved and pretty at all times, while I'm there for him to assure him that he'll never go through the hell he went through again. He's safe now. But I feel like even my dog has a little devil on his shoulder, whispering to him, "What if she never comes back?" every time I disappear behind the bathroom door. We all have our issues, aren't we? So is the solution hope? Positivity? Believing in yourself? What the hell do other people do in order to cope with this crazy thing called life? How does the leaders of the world sleep at night? I'm sure they have a bit more to worry about than me. So if they can stay sane, I'm sure there's a way for me. I hope today I'll have a better sleep. Maybe the devil will get tired one day too. And maybe he'll understand that I'm here to fight and leave me the hell alone. Maybe the angel will overpower the devil. Or maybe I will. Bars! Yes! So yeah, this is a piece called Wheel of Fortune. Something that I think I wrote it actually before I even broke my arm, because there's no mention of that, and I definitely not fixing my hair anymore. So I think I wrote it before the injury. And funny enough, I still feel that even more now. So yeah, you know how sometimes in life, like, we really feel like there is a devil and angel on our shoulders, and one is whispering one thing and the other is whispering another thing. And I think, especially when it comes to making decisions, it's so important not to let this devil to talk you out of whatever it is that you're deciding. I think it's called, let me turn off this one. Yeah. So I think it's called, the monkey rule. I don't know, but basically it means that, like, there is a monkey. It's also like the devil and the angel on your shoulder, but there's I think it's like a fear monkey. I'm not sure, but basically if you decided to do something, you need to do it within 3 seconds, or the monkey is gonna start like talking to you. Basically the devil as well. They're gonna start saying, or you're not capable. What if you fail? What if you can do this? Like take a situation of like approaching somebody in the bar, right? You want to talk to them, and you think to yourself, wow, they're beautiful, I really want to go and talk to them. And then you have 3 seconds to do that. Otherwise, the thoughts you're gonna get from this monkey, from this devil, from whoever is sitting there on your shoulders, you're gonna get thoughts of like, nah, they'll never be into you. Nah, you're not good enough for them. Nah, like they're probably here with somebody. There's no way they're single. Nah, you know, like I don't want to get rejected. Nah, 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 nah. And then you never do it. So if you decide to go for something, just fucking do it. Because worst case scenario, what's going to happen? You're going to get a no. And that's like not only the situation in the bar, but like any situation, having a phone call or I don't know, just like starting something, you know, taking the step of doing something that is terrifying to you. Just do it before this creeps in the feeling of like, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, what if I fail? Because this what if I fail thing, this is the thing that makes you fail, because you don't do it. And if you don't do it, you failed already, right? But if you try and you do it, the worst case scenario, you didn't succeed. Try again, right? But you're not gonna die. Like, it's fine, unless you hoping to learn how to fly, then maybe think about that. But don't do that. But most of our decisions, most of the things that we want to do but so scared and terrified of doing, are things that not gonna kill us and just gonna give us a little bit more experience. Or in the best case scenario, you'll get the gig, you'll get the person, you'll get the client, you'll get whatever. It's gonna happen. So, and you know, I'm the one to talk, like I'm terrified of so many things, but so it's easier said than done. I know it's easier said than done, but I am constantly working on myself, and I'm constantly trying to challenge myself to do things that I can't do, that scares me, that are uncomfortable to me. This episode today was uncomfortable to me. It's hard to share with you my hospital moments, my weakest moments, my most vulnerable thoughts, you know, about me thinking that I had more friends than I actually do. It's hard, but okay. Then what? So what? You know, we're all people, and sometimes we judge ourselves the worst. Yeah, we're the worst judge of ourselves, right? So just don't get this fear knock you down, and try to think positive thoughts. Try to find this angel and listen to this angel who tells you it's gonna be all right. You can do this. You're awesome. You're amazing. And this is something I'm working on now, right? Like this positive affirmation, especially after everything I've been through. It's really hard to stay positive, you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it's not easy to stay positive regardless of everything that fucking happened. And my life completely changed. And this year was not easy. This year was so fucking hard. You have no idea. Some of you have no idea everything I've been through. And it's fine. It's okay. I'm here. I'm alive. It's all good. You know, so trying to stay positive and trying to still challenge myself and do all those things, and to not let those bad thoughts and just this fear to creep in every time I'm trying to do something. And it's hard, but it's doable, especially if you surround yourself with the right people. If you have people around you that believe in you, that motivate you, that give you love, support. This is everything. This means so much. And while I'm at it, I know the people that I'm talking about are watching, and I just wanna tell them how much I appreciate that. Like, it keeps me sane. It really keeps me sane, knowing that I have those people around me, whether via phone call or here in New York. I am so grateful to have those people. But also know that you attract what you are. And if you are a good person, if you care about the people you're next to, if you give good, you will get good. Obviously, they're ungrateful people, annoying people. that will want to hurt you, or will want to like challenge you, or will want to see you fail. We all have those. Yes, there is jealousy, there is envy, there are those people, and they're gonna be there to be there to remind you that it's hard, or but if you're not surround yourself with those people, if you don't, if you know that your friends truly want the best for you, so fuck the other people. Like, let it be a challenge for you to prove them wrong, right? But surround yourself with people who really, really care for your health, for your happiness, for your success. You want to surround yourself with people who want you to succeed, who want to see you grow, and not the other way around. And sometimes it's hard to recognize, because sometimes people will be your friends, quote unquote, right? But not really. And the moment you recognize that, and the moment you see that there's some kind of unhealthy competition, unhealthy environment, don't stay there, because it's going to bring you down. Surround yourself with positivity, and teach yourself how to do it yourself, because you can't only count on other people to always lift you, to always support you. You need to be able to do it yourself. Whether it's positive affirmation, or reading a good book, or listening to a great video in the morning, meditating, going for a run, looking at the mirror and telling yourself that you're awesome. Whatever it is that you need to do to keep that positivity going, find that and do that, and spread that to other people as well. Because that's, with everything that happens around us, with all the bad that we need to deal with sometimes, this positivity, this optimistic state of mind, hope, that's what keeps us going against all odds. When you want to bury yourself under the blanket and just don't go out of bed, the things that finally will get you out of bed are those things. Believe in yourself, and surround yourself with people who believe in you too. And I feel like this is a great note that we can finish on. I hope that you enjoy this episode. I know it was very personal, unlike my other episodes, but it's my show, so I get to do what I want. And yes, that's what I want to say today. Stay happy, stay positive, stay healthy, have a health insurance, adopt a dog, celebrate Harry Potter's birthday, eat avocado, and all those amazing things. And I will see you in 2 weeks, possibly with a guest. I think it's going to be a guest, but I'm going to post about it on my Instagram. So stay tuned on my Instagram. Follow me on It's Simply Vika. And yeah, have a good one, guys.